Hey guys, Joe McCall here. How are you? Just wanted to finish. This is the fourth video I've done in this series here, where I'm walking through the new opportunities in this changing market. We are coming out of a seller's market into a buyer's market, and that's not a bad thing. Okay, and for some people it may be, but for me, for my students, my clients, people that I'm partnering with and doing deals with, this is a good thing. There's a lot of opportunity out here. And if you want this mind map and see the other videos that I did before, talking about the big picture, the mindset thing that you need to have, talking about the importance of making multiple offers, talking about the importance of finding buyers and marketing for buyers first, then you can get this mind map with the videos and all the calculators and the scripts and the marketing pieces and everything. If you text the word flip to 313131, again, text the word flip to 313131, the system that I'm using will send you a text back with a link. You click that link, put in your email. We will email you a link to this mind map, and you can get in it, play with it, download it. It's yours. It's completely free. No strings attached. Okay, so check that out. Now, I've talked before, again, on making multiple offers, buyer marketing, and follow up with old leads. So you can see the videos of those other things that I talked about, in addition to the big picture, by getting the mind map. Also, if you get the mind map, I have some bonuses in here. A link to get my audiobook for just $1.99. And I have an entire wholesaling 101 class that you can get here as well about wholesaling deals, how to do it with the videos, the transcripts, the steps, all the tools. And it's a pretty cool tool. I think you're going to love it. So today we're going to be talking about, this is the third thing that I think is really important if you want to make a lot of money in this market, in this transition that we're coming into. And it's simply follow-up. I mean, it was important before, but it's even more important and critical now if you want to do deals and do a lot of deals and make a lot of money in real estate. And this applies to whether you're an investor or realtor, whether you're doing wholesaling or lease options or owner financing, no matter your strategy. A lot of you guys, if you've been in the business for any longer than a few weeks, you've got old leads. You've got a lot of leads that you can follow up with. And guess what? Maybe you're brand new. There are a lot of other investors out there who have a lot of old leads of their own that you could follow up with. One of my partners that I do in the coaching business that I work with, his name is Gavin. That's how he got started. He didn't have any money for marketing. He wasted it all on direct mail. It doesn't work. He actually stood up at his local real estate club and said, hey, I'm good on the phone and I can call old leads. If any of you give me old leads, we'll split the deal or something like that. He had 2 or 3 people give him a bunch of old leads. Within 2 weeks, calling old leads, he got a couple properties under contract, flipped them, made $5,000, $6,000. He had zero money for marketing. And these were leads that other investors thought were dead. All right. He was able to start making money without using any of his own money for marketing. Well, he already did, but just using old leads. So follow up is real important. And most investors just throw those leads in the wood pile. Nothing. They don't do anything with them. This is going to be really critical. And why is this so important? Well, one year, I think this is 2018, we looked at our numbers real deep. Of the 58 deals that we did, guess what? 53 of them came from the follow-up. 53 of our 58 deals. That means only 4 leads of the 1,000 leads that we got, whatever that year. Only 4 of them said yes on that initial phone call. They wanted to sell their house to us. Everything else came from the follow-up. You know, we get leads all the time that are a year, 2 years old. And I'm going to show you how to do the follow-up, but it's not that hard to do follow-up. But so many people don't do it. Now, follow up on all your old leads, even the ones that say no. 80-90% of your deals are going to come from the follow-up on average. And I see this all across the country. I have a podcast. I interviewed lots of people. I'm in big masterminds and stuff. This is true in any industry, but especially real estate. On average, you're going to get a deal after 3 to 4 months of follow-up after 6 or 7 touches. So does that mean you stop after 7 follow-up emails or whatever? No, you keep on doing it until they tell you to die, jump off a cliff, or they die and jump off a cliff. Then you can stop following up with them, okay? So you should be following up with all your leads once a month, and you can use virtual assistants or REI Simple to do all your follow-up for you. And I'm going to show you what REI Simple here is in a minute. Now, obviously you get a VA to do this, right? But there's a lot of people get confused and stressed out like, oh, what am I going to have the VA do? Am I going to have enough work for them to do? Well, here are the only three things that your VA should be doing. This and nothing else. Marketing, updating your CRM, and follow-up. So if you've got a good virtual assistant, full-time, you can find them in the Philippines for $3, $4, $5 an hour. You can get really good VAs. All they should be doing, number one, is marketing. Doing your marketing, getting it done for you in spite of you, managing your marketing, etc. Second thing is updating your CRM. Whether you're using Podio or REI Simple or FreedomSoft or REI Blackbook, there's a bunch of really good ones out there. They should be the ones updating the CRM. That is not your job. You should be focusing on $500 an hour activities, not $5 an hour activities, okay? And then finally, related to that is the follow-up. If you try to think that you're going to be doing it yourself, you're not. You're fooling yourself. You've got to get somebody to do it for you in spite of you. Those are magic words that if you understand and get the importance of, you'll make a lot of money in this business. So get a VA to do all your follow-up for you. And there's a lot of follow-up that you can do that doesn't have to be you. It can be a VA or somebody doing that for you. For example, with calling, you should be following up with all your old leads once every 1 or 2 months, at least 10 times before giving up, and text them when you call them, before and after you call them. If you leave a voicemail, call them back again immediately, because a lot of people, when they see a call from a number they don't recognize, they just hit decline or hang up on it, right? So always be calling them, texting them, following up with them. And there's a tool called slydial.com. You should check that out. That is a way. I don't like doing ringless voicemails to hundreds or thousands of phone numbers at a time. I think that crosses the line a little bit there. But SlyDial allows you to leave personalized one-off voicemails. Hey, Jim, I'm just following up on that offer I sent you last month at 123 Main Street. Have you sold your house yet? Just following up. Okay. So when you're calling people, that's all it is. And that's why I believe it's so important to send an offer to every seller you talk to, even if they say no, because then you can follow up with them and say, hey, I'm just following up on that offer I sent you last month. To kind of get your foot in the door. Do you understand? And just seeing, have you sold your house yet? If you have, great, but it gives you now an excuse to call them and follow up. It's the same thing with the text. You can send a text saying the same thing. Hey, you probably don't remember, we talked a little while ago about your house at 123 Main Street. You wouldn't be interested in still selling it, would you? Or have you sold it yet? You can send text messages virtually through virtual phone numbers through something like Google Voice, Vumber, which is free. And there's a lot of other ones. If you have an Android phone, you can actually use mightytext.net to send text messages through that Android cell phone. Go check out mightytext.net, or my favorite is REI Simple. And I'm actually going to show you how to do that here in REI Simple. Mail is huge. Send a letter or a postcard at least once a month. Keep it personal, simple, short. Hey, John, we talked a little while ago about your house at 123 Main Street. If you haven't sold it yet, I'm still interested in buying it. Call me. Thanks, Joe. Phone number. Real simple, okay? I'm actually give you some samples here. And if you want this mind map, text the word flip to 313131. Here are some postcards. I'm going to open these up here and show them to you. Real simple postcards that you could start using today. And let me get them open here. All right, this is one. I like it. It's handwritten. I don't know how well you can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit. There's a lot of mail companies that do these. Hey, my name is Lance. I'm writing to you because I'd like to buy your house. Now, here's the thing. Even though you've contacted them before, it doesn't mean you have to send them any kind of special postcard. Send them the same postcard you sent them a month ago. They're not going to remember. They're not going to be mad that you sent them the same postcard you sent before. I mean, maybe they do, but who cares? They're not going to remember you. But send them a postcard like this. Here's another one that I like. It's handwritten, but the address at the top is personalized. And here's another one that I like. I don't remember where I got this exactly, but you can see these postcards in the mind map. All right. Now, tear-off letters. Tear-off letters work really, really well, especially when you're marketing to older generations. And I have 4 different examples here, and I'm going to show you one of them. These are the link that I'm giving you is in a Google Drive folder. And it's just a cover letter. Hey, how's it going? And then down below it is hey, it's a tear off. Like people still do that. If you get things in the mail, you tear it off and you fill that information out and you send it in either by fax or by email or something like that. Here's another example. Just different examples of things you can look at and play with. Cool. All right. Then here's an example of a letter to one of my students created this. It works really well. This is a letter that he sends to older listings on the MLS. And this is something that you can take and play with. Hey, we're sending this time-sensitive offer to inform you that we'd like to buy your house at address for full price, but we'd like to rent it out for a year or so first. And so it's a good lease purchase letter that you can send. All right. Now, pretty nice. Click to mail. I want to tell you about click to mail here. This is a way now that you can have your VAs send postcards and letters for you from the Philippines. So they're not stuffing envelopes and, paying $3 in postage to ship it overseas. We're talking about click to mail. You can actually do through 2 different sources on click to mail's website, email to mail and easy letter sender. And I'm not going to go into this too much, but just to give you links here to check it out. With email to mail, I'll demonstrate this in REI Simple. You can email click to mail with an attachment of the letter, and in the subject line, put the seller's name and address. Click to mail will get that, print the attachment and mail it, first class mail, same day, to the person that's in the subject line. It's really powerful. An easy letter sender is a great way where you can like take a picture of the house from Google Street View or download a picture from Zillow, whatever, and you can have their picture of their house showing up in the window of the envelope. And you can do those one at a time. They're very affordable. Email to mail, easy letter sender, and check the links in the mind map to get more information on that. It tells you how to use it. The same with email. Email works really good. Listen, make sure, this is important for follow-up. Make sure that each lead in your CRM has an open task assigned to somebody with a due date in the future. This is important. It's so easy to let your leads fall through the cracks, and you're just looking at it 3 months later and you're like, this lead is marked as follow-up, but you have no idea what or how to follow up. Very, very frustrating. So listen, you need to operate under this philosophy. No lead left behind. No lead left behind. Number one, make an offer to every seller you talk to. Number two, follow up with every seller every single month. Do all three. People ask, well, how should I follow up? Do all three. Send an email, send a text, send a voicemail, send a letter, send a postcard. Like, be annoying. You have my permission. Now, REI Simple is amazing. If you want more information on REI Simple, just go check it out. I'm actually going to try to show you something here real quick. But in this mind map here, I'm actually giving you the sample letters that I use, the text, the autoresponders, and how you can sign up for REI Simple here. And I'll show this to you all in a minute. But here is the letter that I can create inside of REI Simple and send to sellers. It merges all their information. Hey, Jim, I don't know if you remember me or not, but we spoke a little while ago about your house at address in Indianapolis. Just following to see if you sold it or not yet. If you haven't and you're interested in selling it now, I'd like to make you an offer. Please call me at. And that phone number can be any local phone number that you want in that market, okay? Here's a letter that I like to send 10 days after I send them an offer. Hey, this is Joe McCall. I recently sent you in cash written offer to purchase your property at address in Indianapolis. We do have other properties we're considering, so it's important that you let us know as quickly as possible that you want to move forward with our offer. If my numbers are a little off, make sure to let me know. Often when a property owner is serious, we can go back to our funding sources and can sometimes increase our offer. You can change the language, obviously, any way you want. Please give me a call. It puts the phone number in there. And it don't have to be a toll-free number, but that's just what I had here in this example. So here are 3 more letters. You should check it out. And this is an offer with a letter attached to it. And Chris Chico, my good buddy from Flip Anywhere, gave me permission to share this with you guys and let you use it. Chris Chico has a great, amazing YouTube channel. Go check it out. Just look up Chris Chico, and he has a really good course, probably the best course on the market today for Facebook advertising for motivated seller leads. Go check out flipanywhere.com, all right? But this is a letter that he sends with his offers. It's just a, hey, this offer is worth this. Contract goes there. We use a 1-page contract. And then he's got 2 tables here that you can attach to the contract. So this is really cool. Thank you, Chris Chico. Go check out flipanywhere.com and get this mind map if you want that letter, for heaven's sake. You can also get the letter inside of REI Simple. Now, we have 2 different texts follow-up campaigns. These are like email autoresponders, but with text messages that we use for our seller leads. And this is all set up in REI Simple. We have a 15-day follow-up here, and I'll just show you what that looks like real quick. This is a 15-day follow-up sequence that we send up when the status changes to warm. Oops, I can't zoom in here. It's not letting me here. When the status is warm, then we send them these 15 texts. It says, hey, glad we connected recently. And it inserts their name and inserts their address. I'm following up to let you know that we'd still like to buy your house. Call me when you're ready. You still not heard from them? Day 30, it sends the next text. Hey, Jim, it's been a few weeks. Hope you're well. You wouldn't be ready to sell at address, would you? Hey, first name. I'm looking to buy a couple properties this month. This is 45 days later, near the address in the city. You know, when it inserts, merges those in. If you don't want to sell yours now, do you know anyone else who might want to sell theirs? Thanks in advance. See how simple it is? This is where you're not letting leads fall through the cracks. The follow-up is getting done for you in spite of you. And the follow-up for the 30 days is just real similar. If it's follow-up cold, if I status it as follow-up cold, it automatically puts them in this text response. Okay, this is somebody who doesn't want to sell yet now or whatever, but now I can send them a text message every 30 days and it happens automatically. Cool? Is that cool? Yes. Thank you very much. I'm also including here in the mind map. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is crazy. This is all free. You get this stuff, what, for free? Just because I like you guys, all right? Here is 1 year's worth. This is a Word document, 1 year's worth of seller autoresponder emails that you can look at day 1, day 2. And just some really good follow-up emails. I'm not going to read them to you there. They're kind of boring. And here's the thing too, repeat them. It's okay. Like after you send the 9th email, send the first email over again, and then the second, then the third, and then repeat back again. It's totally okay and cool to do that. Now, if you want REI Simple, again, go to reisimple.com and check it out. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to walk you through kind of what it is and how we do it. This is a property that I found here on Zillow. And, I just had it up here and I lost it. Oh, here it is right here. I believe it's Chattering. Yes. Okay. This is a, yes. Okay. This is a property. This is a rental property that I found on Zillow. They're asking $1,000 a month in rent in the Memphis, Tennessee area. You look at it. It looks like a real nice house. They just rehabbed it. It's a rental property. This is a great lease option opportunity. It's a nicer home in a nicer area. Doesn't need any work. And a lot of times these landlords who advertise these houses for rent in Zillow maybe aren't getting a bunch of marketing from other investors because a lot of times they're not showing up yet as absentee owners. Now, this one I think is, but I just want to show you a few things. Now, in REI Simple, I get these things called a web form where I have my VA go out and find this stuff. So I'm going to do this right now. I'm just going to copy this address and pretend like my VA is doing this. All right. I'm going to paste the address there. I'm going to take the city, cut, paste. It's in Tennessee, cut the zip code and put it right there. So I'm just kind of cleaning up the address a little bit. In the notes, my VA would put a link to the URL of that property. I put it in there. And the name, the thing I like about Zillow is, look, bam, there's a name right there. Everett Batten, I believe. And his phone number is right there. I know it might be hard to see on your video, but don't worry about that. Okay, boom, click add lead. And that information now is in my CRM, my REI Simple. So I'm going to refresh this page. Let me go back here to seller leads into that campaign. Oops, hold on. Let me go back to that campaign right here. There it is. There's the lead that just came in. Now, the cool thing about REI Simple that I love about this is this property is now in here. This is a property that came from Zillow. And I know it's a 3-bedroom, and this is something else the VA can do for you. They can add in the beds and baths and all of that if you want them to. I want to contact this seller. So I could right now, I could just click on this text message right here. I choose the phone number that I want to send it from. And I don't have this right now, but I can get a local phone number from Memphis. And so I would just pick that number and I would send them a text message. Hey, and I don't remember the guy's first name, so I can just click primary contact first name. Hey, Everett, saw your property at, and I don't remember the address. I can just go here, insert address. Okay. On Zillow. You wouldn't be open to selling it, would you? Thanks, Joe. And boom, I could send a text message just like that. If I wanted to, I could call him even right from here. I can click the green button, call him. It records the phone call, and I can have a conversation with him right here from the computer. I'm not going to do that because I don't have a local phone number. I just like sending from a local phone number so that, it looks like I'm a local investor there. All right. Now, the other thing is I can click find owner, and this is going to bring up the owner's name and address it's going to put them right here into this field. So a lot of times these properties on Zillow are listed from property managers or leasing agents or whatnot, and they maybe don't have a phone number, or the phone number goes to voicemail. So I'm going to create a letter. This guy who owns this house lives in Dallas, Texas. All right. I'm actually going to create a letter, and I'm going to send it to the guy. And I'm just going to remove the all caps there. And I'm going to click on this 3 dots. I'm going to go to generate document. And I'm going to send a letter right here called vacant house letter. Next step. By the way, you know why I like Zillow so much? All these rental properties, they're vacant. These are vacant homes. This might have been an Airbnb that they can't do Airbnb with anymore, so now they're just renting it out. But they're vacant. Vacants are like the best ones to ever to sell to or to market to, right? So here's my letter. Dear Everett, I understand you own a house in Memphis. I'm an investor looking for more properties in the area. You wouldn't be interested in selling, would you? And a phone number. You can put whatever phone number in here. You could be a local phone number from Memphis. Click complete. It's just generated that letter. And hold on one second. He's going to get a letter that looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. It's an envelope with a window in it, but It's yellow. It looks like a past due invoice or something like that, right? From a utility bill. These letters get opened like crazy and only cost me about 80 cents to send this letter. See, it's so exciting because now your VAs can send these letters for you. And all I do here is I click email. Let me show you what the letter looks like just so you can see it. There's the letter. All right. And then I go into here and I click email. I'm going to email this letter using email to mail, click to mail. Remember I talked to you about that before. All right. Now I have a mail template called email to mail. And boom, if I click send email, now it's later in the evening today, tomorrow morning, first thing, click to mail will get this email, print the attachment, and mail it to the owner in the recipient in the subject line. Just like that, they will print that letter. Boom. Okay. Now I'm going to go here to lead details and I'm going to change the status to something like letter sent, waiting for response. Okay, cool. Boom, just like that. Or I sent a text, I'm waiting for a response or something like that. And then later on, what should come up here is another task in 2 weeks. Send another letter or send another text, whatever you want to do. So again, every lead needs to have an open task assigned to somebody in the future. All right. And I know on the 14th, this task is going to come up and I'm going to say, oh, I've not gotten a response yet. Maybe send another letter, send another text or whatever. Let's say I talk to the guy. Let me go back here and he's kind of a cold lead. Well, I'm going to change the follow-up to cold and save the lead. Now what happens? This is so cool. There's a task that might be created here to follow up again in a little bit if you want, but I'm going to go here to my settings and check this out. This is done all inside. I have a workflow automation here and I have my seller lead workflow here and I open it up and guess what happens when I change the status to follow up cold right here? All of these things happen. It moves them to a group called already replied that I have. It sends them a text message 30 days later. Hey, you might not remember me. We talked a little while ago about your property at address. Are you still interested in selling it? I'm looking for another house in the area. 60 days later. Would you do me a favor and let me know if you're interested in selling address? Hey, I'm just reaching out again regarding I'm interested in buying it. Can you call me or text me? Last month. So it's just amazing now. So when you change the status, you can add actions. You could add a task. You can add an SMS, send them an email, move it to a group, copy it to a group, distribute it to a campaign, add them to your do not call list. Like if they say, no, I'm not selling and never call me again, or I already sold it, then you can set it where when you change the status to something, it stops the follow up, it adds them to your do not call list, et cetera, et cetera. Really cool, right? Now, let's say you're talking to that lead. Let me go back to where I was right here. And I want to send them an offer. Okay. Well, I'm going to send them a cash offer. Let me show you what I do there. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is change the deal type to wholesale. And I can scroll down here and I got a bunch of information I can fill out if I wanted. And I have this document generator. So I'm going to generate the date of the contract, the buyer, the earnest money, my wholesale buy price, and the offer expiration date. Save lead. I'm going to go here to the generate document. And I'm going to select the letter. Guys, this is what I love about REI Simple is I've looked at all the other CRMs. Trust me, I've spent a lot of time digging into them. And none of them have the document generator like we have here in REI Simple, where you can actually create documents. I got a ton of them. Letters and contracts and follow-up letters, cash buyer letters that I can create and then email to people. So I'm going to click next step. It's got all my information in there. Next step again. And it creates this letter. And I already did this. I'm going to just walk through it here and show you what I have. Okay, I'm going to click attachments. And here's the letter, contract with letter copy. I can view it right here. And here it goes. This sheet of paper, this is a similar letter that I showed you before. It's got all my personal information there. It merges the fields where I want it with my contract. It gives them the tables of the 2 ways to sell your property. Here are the benefits. Okay, awesome, right? And so now from here, I can close that and I can just go ahead and email that to the seller. Let's say I get his email here. I'm just going to use one of my Hotmail emails. All right, I can actually email this to him. I just click email. And all I need to do is start typing in his name, Everett. And there it is. Okay. And the letter is attached right there. And I can have different email templates that I can send. Hey, owner, I think you own the house, whatever. You can create your own email templates. And then boom, I could send it to him. Now I send it to him in an email, but I also want to make sure he gets it in the physical mail so he has something to hold on to. You know, at least he can put it in his junk drawer or something. So again, I click email and I have email to mail, click to mail thing in here. And I click on email to mail, boom, it attaches the letter. In the subject line, it fills out the information. So if I click send email, it will send him whatever that attachment is. Email, click to mail, we'll get it, print it, and send it first class mail to the seller just like that. All right, then, you know, there's just so many amazing things that you can do here. So, you know, let's just say 45 days later, I want to send him another letter. I have a task here that says, okay, send a letter in 45 days, you know, then the VA can send it. They just click here, the 3 dots. They go to generate document and they can go right here, follow-up letter, 40 days after offer. Click next step, and there's the letter. Okay, they click complete, they mail it to the seller. They get this letter with the window envelope in yellow. That letter costs about 82 cents or something. And your VAs from the Philippines can do this. And then they just go here, they complete that task, create another task, because we're always have every lead has an open task assigned to somebody in the future. Send another letter, and you assign that to your assistant with a due date, you know, 30 days later, save task, boom. Nothing gets forgotten. Nothing falls through the cracks. Do you see the power of this? And the other thing you can do is you could send another text message to the seller. All right. Just following up, boom, boom, boom. You can see then here in communications, this is not a good example here, but you can see all of the text messages going back and forth, phone calls, inbound, outbound, recorded calls, voicemails. All of your conversations and communications will be kept here in the communications tab, along with the emails, if you do faxes, comments, marketing, and things like that. So there's so many other things I could show you in REI Simple, but I just wanted to show you how you can do all of your follow-up inside of one CRM. And every time you do it, you just change the status to whatever you want, okay? All right, that's it, guys. I just wanted to encourage you again, go check out this Mindmap if you want the text follow-up or the letters or the email autoresponders, all that, postcards, the letters that I did. It's right here in the Mindmap. You can go get it. Text the word flip to 313131. I have other things in here, calculators on how to make lease option offers and seller financing offers, buyer marketing, the postcards, the letters that I use for finding buyers, the scripts that I use when I'm talking to buyers, follow up. And again, bonuses, you can get my wholesaling lease options audiobook right here for $1.99. Go to WLOaudio.com. WLO audio. And in here in this mind map, I have a wholesaling 101 class. This is insane. A lot of information here, videos and transcripts on how to do a wholesaling deal, traditional wholesaling deal from beginning to end. All right, guys, I appreciate you all very much. And take care. We'll see you. Text the word flip to 313131. Bye-bye, guys.